Hi all, welcome once again to my YouTube channel, and today we'll be solving another coding task from Project Euler, and this is about the problem is about multiples of 3 or 5. So the problem says if we list all the natural numbers below 10 that are multiples of 3 or 5, we get 3, 5, 6, and 9. The sum of these multiples is 3. Now we are told to find the sum of all multiples of 3 or 5 that are below 1000. Okay, this should be a bit simple question to go. But what are the questions that we ask ourselves here? Now if we look at our editor here, we're told that if we list natural numbers that below 10 that are multiples of 3 or 5, we get 3, 5, 6, and 9. Okay, now if we add if all these multiples, so sum of all multiples will be 23. Okay, now we are told to find the sum. So what is the sum of the multiples of 3 or 5 below 1000? Okay, so now let's think of how we can go through this question. Now I would ask myself first, what are natural numbers? Okay, so natural numbers starting from 1. Okay, you already know that. So numbers that are okay, so what are numbers that are multiples of 3 or 5? Okay, what are numbers that are multiples of 3 or 5? These numbers that are multiples of 3 or 5 are numbers that give a remainder of 0 after being divided with 3 or 5. Okay, so these are numbers that when you divide them with 3 or 5, they don't give a remainder. That's why they are multiples of 3 or 5. Okay, now you can decide having this approach that you write a function, okay, that takes an input of the maximum value of required multiples and returns the sum of all multiples obtained. Okay, so we can call this function sum of all multiples. Now this function will be returning an integer, so we can basically make it to have a type of an integer type, since it's returning an integer, but it takes sum. We can call it sum of all multiples of 3 or 5, and it takes in an integer of the maximum value, which can be either 1000 or 10, but we can start with 10. So what we do here is, since natural numbers start from 1, okay, as we say here, we start by iterating from. So we say for starting from an integer, let's assume I starts from 1, since it's a natural number, and we are going to, because it's a below than the maximum value, so it's going to be less than the maximum value. Okay, and then we keep on going after executing the condition, and then we say that if any of the values of I, okay, if it brings a remainder of 0 with either 3 or 5, if it gives a remainder of either 3 or 5, that means that that's the value of I that we are looking for. Now, since we'll be needing to add all these values together, we can have a variable called sum be equals to 0. Okay, now in our case here, sum will add it with that value of I. Okay, so let's say if I is 3, to add 3, if it's 5, to add 5, it's 6, it's 9, add 9, add all of them together, and eventually return the total sum. So we're going to return the sum, the value that it's going to add all the multiples together. Now let's have a function main where we are going to run our function that we just wrote here. So this function will print out obviously the result. Okay, let's start by having just the maximum number of 10, so below 10. Okay, and let's see what's the okay, so apparently we have not included the library, so let's include string, then space cd. Okay, alright, so it's compiling, and let's run it and see. So we got the value of 23, which is similar to what we have been provided initially. Now we're told to find the sum of all multiples of 3 or 5 that are below 1000. So in our case here, we are going to put in 1000 as our maximum value. and let's run it and see what answer we get. So we get 233168. Now we then put this value 233168 to our solution box here, Project Euler 233168, and let's check. Yep, the answer is correct, and it's one of the easiest problem that we came across. But yeah, thank you so much guys for joining me in this video. So looking forward to see you all in the next one. Please kindly subscribe so I can be able to create more content as well. Thank you so much.